One of the core strengths of the game is this IP. It's this
Yeah.
character of Alice, and we weren't really concerned about other games so much because we felt like with the first game we established a formula that worked quite well. The goal for us was to try not to be too clever in not trying to over-innovate and change the game so much that it became something that wasn't recognizable as a part of the franchise. So, of course, we took some hints and paid some attention to some of the other games that are in the market in the last 10 years. But at the same time, we actually strove to give this game a very classic feel, to try to maintain a lot of the original formula for what the first game was about.
Yeah.
Well, it's wonderful to see it, and it's wonderful to hear stories of people wearing costumes at Halloween that sort of says that in a way we redefined what people thought of when they think of Alice in Wonderland. In terms of the game itself, I was recently in Tokyo, and the product manager for EA in Tokyo, after we'd been looking at the new game, said to me, "Wow, Alice looks really amazing." And I said, "Yeah, it's looking pretty good." She said, "Well, not the new one, the old one, because the old game is still very popular in Japan, still selling in Japan." So it established a legacy that I think is very unique, and of course it's one of the reasons why we wanted to come back and re-engage that audience again.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say that it changed so much. That one thing in developing the title we've always paid attention to is this idea that everything you see in Wonderland is in fact a product of Alice's imagination, which means that unless the character of Alice changes radically, then the presentation of Wonderland itself shouldn't change too much. So, we really paid attention to this. Our art director, Ken Wong, worked with his team and spent quite a lot of time to find interesting and different art styles to apply to each different domain in the game. So as you play through the game, you'll see that there's actually quite a lot of variety in the art presentation, that sort of hour to hour, everything is going to change dramatically. They built whole giant asset sets to define the Hatter's domain, but then all of those got thrown away when we moved on to the next section of the game. So actually it's a game full of a lot of visual variety.
Yeah.